Hello there, Cole's here. Welcome back to LEGO Worlds, and today we are looking at my top 10 builds of 2017. These are all builds featured on my channel at some point during the year, and none of them are builds that were included in the game or in any of the updates of the game. Holy crap, I'm so tired. I spent the last 12 hours editing and building my website with my LEGO Worlds models that will be ready for download shortly. Having said that, they are, like, the website is actually live, you just won't be able to find it unless unless you go on my Instagram. And then 4 hours before that I was at uni, and then 6 hours before that I was doing my website as well, so that means I've been up doing shit for, what, I can't even think, 16, 22 hours.
Quick maths!
Really? Oh my god, that's a long time. Okay, well anyway, this video was meant to be released yesterday, because I actually recorded it yesterday, initially, but obviously we always have to have some kind of problem, and my GoPro ran out halfway through, so I didn't want to put out another crappy video, so yeah, that's what's going on. So yeah, now for the thing that you're all here for, the top 10 list. So at number 10 we have Darth Vader's castle from a Star Wars story, Rogue One. Now this castle is pretty cool because, well, I mean, it's Darth Vader's castle, but it's actually on Mustafar, the planet where he almost burnt to death after having his limbs cut off by Obi-Wan Kenobi in episode 3. I mean, Star Wars fans out there, you'll obviously remember that. So for him to actually have his castle on there in on that planet in Rogue One, that was really cool. So yeah, I modelled it off of this picture, which I will put on the screen in a second when we get around to the front, because you'll be able to, I don't know, I guess see the resemblance a bit better. Oh my god, this thing is so slow. I swear it used to be faster. Alright, here we go. We're on the front, we have our tall towers up there, and the lava waterfall running out of the castle. So yeah, here's the picture now. And we've had a little look around. I've tried to add kind of the details of the castle in that picture. I think it looks okay. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it took a long time because of the size of it, so you kind of hope it looks alright. And then there's another cool concept art picture I have here, which is Krennic and Lord Vader stood in this, well, in front of this this part here. So if I put the picture on top right now, you can kind of see where I'm coming from. And obviously from the back of the room, which we can't go over there because I haven't finished the interior, Darth Vader walks through a doorway down some stairs, and then they're walking along like a walkway along here, and then there's like a circle platform about here in the middle, and basically the rest of the floor isn't there, it's just magma, lava. So yes, that is Darth Vader's castle at number 10. Okay, so at number 9 we have the Acclamator-class. Wait, what's it called? The Acclamator-class assault ship. That's the one. So this ship was first introduced in episode 2, Attack of the Clones, I really love the scene at the end where the clone troopers are all marching onto it. There's actually loads of them. There's like 3 or 4 of these on the ground, and all the clone troopers in formation, and then you see them marching on. That is a pretty cool scene. So for this build, the reason it's like really boxy at the moment is because we just had to get like the proportions right and get it like symmetrical, because obviously if you just start doing normal bricks like that, then you kind of lose track of how symmetrical it is with like the amount of bricks that you put down, if that makes sense. But if you're doing like these big blocks, it's kind of like in sections, you know how many you've put down, so you know like the measurements of it. So as you can see on this wing, we've started to like smooth it out though, and on there a little bit, and you know, it's by no means finished yet, and it probably won't be for quite a while because I don't tend to do anything with it that often. But you know, this had to be on the list because of the size of it, and it's a super cool ship as well. So yeah, let's open up this hatch on the bridge. So we've tried to go for the classic Star Destroyer walkway in the bridge look. I mean, we never actually see the inside of the bridge of the Acclamator, but I think it's fair to say one could assume it's like the other Star Destroyers. I did used to have a staircase going like down the neck of the bridge into the main body, but I've got to save a game once and I force closed down my PC, so that was all lost. Probably about 5 hours worth of work on this ship. So yes, this is the Acclamator at number 9. Okay, so at number 8 we have the pirate ship. This one in particular, that one's a smaller one. So when I was doing the video yesterday, I realised that the top has actually been cut off, because I cut it off because I thought this was going to hit it. So I went and placed another one down over here, which we'll go and check out. But the problem with this one, I mean, there's always got to be a mistake. I put it too far down, and so, you know, the lower deck's kind of flooded, but you know, you get the idea anyway. We've got these cannons under here. Now in the game there is actually cannons that you can place and actually use, so you know, it'll be quite easy to get rid of these and put some functional cannons in. I think that would be really cool. Yes, we have our sails. Very nice. Our birds' nests and flags up here. Jump higher. God damn it. Yeah. It's a pretty cool build, nicely made, and the proportions are pretty good in it as well. So we can actually go into the back room here. There isn't really anything in this one. So got some gold down here. We've got our chair. But if we quickly go back to the other one, and I'll quickly show you something. It's not that amazing. Don't be building your hopes up here. But we've just kind of put some props on it, you know. So we've got like some cargo boxes, some barrels, and some valuable cargo, as well as, you know, we've got a barrel of swords and a crate of cannonballs. I don't think, oh wait, we've got a lantern up there, but it's kind of falling down. But we can, oh no, don't go in there, we can go in here though. And we've got the pirate throne here. You can actually sit on it. And we are now the captain of this mighty ship, apparently. So yeah, we've got all the stuff that was here before, plus some more cargo, some more gems. Alright, downstairs. Yes, nothing any different to the other one really, apart from it has some cargo in as well, some barrels and stuff. And yes, that is it. That is the pirate ship at number 8. Okay, so at number 7 we have this spaceship / VTOL. Now this was the design that I saw on the LEGO Digital Design Gallery on the LEGO website, and I like the look of it, so I kind of tried to copy it as best I could and kind of edited it a bit for this game. I put like these lights on the bottom as like VTOL engines. We got some landing gear as well. Got these back thrusters. Obviously you can't get anything around, which kind of sucks, but you know, there's nothing wrong with angular engines. And one of the coolest things, you can actually sit in the cockpit. Basically I just put one of the chairs that you can actually sit in inside of it. Doesn't look great when you're wearing a hat, but you know, it's still kind of cool because you're actually sat inside of it. And then when you try and get out, you just kind of like morph out, which is perfectly fine by me. There we go, we can get rid of that chair. Then we can quickly put one back in, slightly lower down, and then we will fit in it a bit better. If I can find it, there we go. So how far do we need to put it down? Obviously don't want it sticking out the bottom, but I think that is pretty good. I think that's pretty low down. Let's check. Alright, yeah, there we go. That's way better. Oh wait, yeah it is. It's actually inside this time. The head's not sticking out the top, so you know. There we are in the cockpit. Very nice. So yep, that is the spaceship / VTOL thingamajig at number 7. Alright, what was I saying? So whilst I was editing this, I realised that, well, the other half hadn't been recorded on the GoPro, and it turns out that the mute button had been pressed on my laptop for the laptop, or the mic that I usually use to record with, so there wasn't any audio recorded on the Elgato either. So yes, we are now recording this for the 3rd time. Okay, so we weren't 3rd time lucky, you know, something had to go wrong, so this time I've come 100% prepared, and it is actually the next day, hence why I'm wearing different clothes. I don't just get changed in between takes. So yeah, let's carry on with this, finally. So at number 6 we have the mansion, and it's not this one where there's actually a house fire going on in there, but this one right here, because that one's actually in the game. But this one I downloaded from some website in like 2015. I've tried to find it several times, but I can never find it anymore. I mean, I don't know if it still exists because I have no idea where it came from. So let's have a little look around anyway. We have the garage, obviously, nothing too special, just very simple. But I mean, let's try and see if it'll actually fit our car in. This is just like a chunky kind of dirt buggy vehicle. Okay, we just crashed, great. Okay, fits perfectly. But any vehicle that's bigger than that probably won't really fit in, but you know, it's not too big of a problem. I guess you can make it bigger if you want, because it is only like 1 story high, it's only 1 floor, so you can actually extend it up if you want. So yeah, when I got this back in early access of the game, let's check it is actually recording, because we don't want any more mistakes. Alright, yeah, so back in early access there wasn't any fixtures or fittings, i.e. doors and windows, so but now you can, you know, you can put doors and windows in your builds, and before you had to just like build the windows and stuff out of bricks, like here, well basically all the windows in this house, because I haven't changed them. Oh, we just dissolved. Oh dear. We just, well, either we submerged and drowned, or we dissolved. We disappeared quite fast inside there. That's pretty cool, actually. At least let me get in first. It's like you haven't even actually got in, and then you just disappear. God damn it! Let's collect that. Hey, let's collect that ice. Oh damn it! I wasn't meant to go in that time. Let's collect that skull. There we go. Alright, we have this beautiful torch up. I thought if you hit them it turned them off. Oh well. Let's carry on with the tour anyway. Through here is the master bedroom, and we have this ninja robot evil thing that seems to be lodged in my window frame. Well, he's not doing anyone any harm, so we might as well leave him there. So we have a nice little walk-in wardrobe here. We have a lovely sofa and another modern art framed on the wall. Oh, I should say another piece of modern art framed on the wall. We got our lovely comfy bed. And obviously we have a TV on the wall opposite the bed, because you need a TV opposite your bed so you can watch TV in bed. And this is our fireplace. Yeah, quite a cozy room. Hey, why are the fans on and the fire on? I mean, they're just contradicting each other. I mean, either one or the other, but you know, at least we're prepared for if it is any, you know, extreme temperatures. Right, we'll go through this room. This was a bedroom, like, actually it was originally an office with computers in, and then I made it into a bedroom, but the bed appears to have been stolen. But we still have this wardrobe and coffee table in here, so yeah, that's that. Then we have a trophy cabinet. I had actually removed it and put a wine cabinet thing behind. I think that's what that's what you can see behind. So I don't know why. Why am I deleting this now? Alright, we'll save this for another video. But yeah, we don't need to do this now. We've magically just spawned in the roof. Okay, well, there's only one room up here, so we might as well show it whilst we're here. There's a sofa, some washing machines, potentially a dryer, but I mean they look the same, so I'm guessing it's just 2 washing machines. And I'm probably looking too much into this. And we'll have a nice table and 2 chairs. And a lovely view of some trees. Yeah. Okay, let's go back downstairs to the best room of the house, which is right through here. It's not really a room in the house, to be fair. It's more of like a balcony kind of thing, covered by a cool looking canopy. Yes, so if we're having a party, we'll probably come out here, have a barbecue, you know, just chill out. We've got a nice dance floor there. Let's quickly check out the barbecue. Oh yeah, it's a It's a barbecue red hot 3000 model 101 Cyberdyne Systems. No, okay. We have a dance floor here as well. Just do a bit of sick break dancing on my own here. Very nice. Very good for parties. Invite some friends around. Oh yeah, we already went upstairs. So we kind of spawned upstairs before. Right, so yeah, I think that's it. This is the mansion, wherever it just went there. The mansion at number 6. So at number 5 we have the Slave 1. Now, you might recognise this. It is modelled off the actual Lego set, number 6209 Slave 1. It's actually a set I own, and it was in my Christmas unspecial video, because I also got the UCS Slave 1. So I have them like displayed next to each other, which looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's what this is modelled off. Obviously all the pieces aren't available, so I just kind of had to improvise with the bricks that we have in the game. And you know, it looks pretty detailed and pretty accurate to that set. Obviously it's not that accurate to the real one. I mean, it looks like it, but it's, you know, it's not screen accurate. Unlike the UCS, the Ultimate Collector Series set, that looks really good. So we have a seat in here anyway, our little cockpit, and obviously it doesn't rotate and fly off, unfortunately. But I mean, you know, there's still time yet. Hopefully they'll add some kind of vehicle making mechanics in this game. So yeah, the reason this is number 5 is simply because Slave 1 is my favourite ship in Star Wars. Jesus, before I choke to death. Yeah, especially this scene in episode 2 where basically the Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Jango Fett scene. You know, that is perhaps my favourite scene that isn't a lightsaber duel. Apart from, well, actually, I was going to say the I Am the Senate scene with Palps, but you know, that does have lightsabers, so that doesn't count. So yeah, that is the Slave 1 at number 5. So, at number 4 we have the Titanic. Oops. So this, you know, it had to be on the list, simply because it's probably my most famous build. So I have 4 videos on YouTube of this build, and together they've racked up over 200,000 views, which is about 75% of my total view count for my channel. So, you know, this is like the main attraction on my site, on my YouTube. It's not to any big scale. This is one that's being reconstructed because obviously I sank the original one / blew it up. I mean, I know you're all going to tell me that I didn't actually sink it. It's like, oh shit, I didn't know. The amount of people that have told me that I've commented on that video, on the Titanic sinking video, saying like, you didn't sink it, or like, that's clickbait, like crap like that. I'm like, yes, I am quite aware that I didn't actually sink it, because you can't sink it in the game. So the only way to, you know, destroy it was to blow it up. So yeah, there's that one there. Then there is the one underwater, which is in the ship wreckage video. And there is also another one in the Titanic Memorial Museum over here. So we'll just get free entry as we built it. Walk through security because there's no one actually on the door today for some reason. And I'm not exactly sure what this statue is here, but here's the Titanic down below. It's a replica of the original. And at the end over here we have a restaurant, which has been nicely made up. And it appears that there is somebody in because all the cookers are on, but then there's nobody here. Oh yeah, I made this as well. I put the dance floors on the bar. So, you know, this is a great venue for parties. The only dance floor there is on the... Oh wait, there's some dance floor along here. I forgot about that, that's pretty cool. We could actually just make the whole floor into a dance floor. Then you can just go anywhere and just start dancing. Alright, just a few more moves, there we go. Alright, so yeah, I think that is it for this one. I mean, we won't go and look around it because obviously it's not really big scale, so we can't go inside. But it is pretty big and it's quite well detailed from the outside. Like if you're just looking at it from a distance, it's really good. Yeah, there it is over there. So yeah, that is the Titanic at number 4. I had to check that there. Alright, so at number 3 we have the TIE Fighter. Specifically the second one I made, this one on the right, because that one actually, yeah, it looks good. It's like more detailed than the big one. It's far more to scale and just looks better in general. So we'll go and take a look at this, if we can get up there. Oh yeah, we took the top off so we could go inside yesterday when I was making this video. Fortunately the cockpit seat that we put inside is not one that you can actually sit on, but it was the best looking one, I thought, for a TIE Fighter. So at some point we'll probably do like a new order TIE Fighter. So in here we've put this little control panel here. There was actually one on the other side, but it seems to have disappeared. And that's basically just to add a bit of detail to it. And you know, you can see out the front window there, looks pretty good. That's the kind of view you'd get out of TIE Fighter. Not the best, but perfectly adequate. It's a shame there is no rear view windows or mirrors. That might be helpful. You know, maybe less of them would have been destroyed if they had that. So there's nice detailing on the like the arm to the wings here, and the wings are pretty good as well. So we'll go ahead and look at a different one, because obviously that one didn't have the top on. And yeah, that's the original one. It has more views on YouTube than the new one, but I mean, it just looks like crap. It's basically a ball with an attempted TIE Fighter window, some sticks coming out either side, and then 2 like panels as well. So over here we have this TIE Fighter. It's in our little, I don't know, hangar bay. So it's nice and secure, no one could come and steal it unless you climb over the top. But let's just pretend that there is a security guard somewhere. So yeah, you can see what the top would look like. Just that kind of, I don't know, like the black stripes that it has on the top. And then the back here is slightly different on this one. Basically there's supposed to be like a blue glow out of the back, But then, wait a sec, I'll just find the circle thing on the back. This thing is meant to be like here. There we go. So like when it's dark you can kind of see the blue glow, but you don't need to, because like the thrusters on the back are like orangey red. So yes, that is the TIE Fighter at number 3. Okay, so at number 2 here we have the Pirate Blimp. Now this was not made by me. I got it through a mutual friend. It's basically someone I'm friends with on Steam is friends with the person that made this, and they gave it to them, and they gave it to me. So I can't remember the name of the person. I think it's in the original video. I think I did name them. But yeah, it's very nicely detailed, a very cool build. It was featured in the Doctor Who video that I did. Basically, it was a video where I checked out this other guy's map world and had a look at all his builds. So let's have a look at this. I mean, the anchor first of all is very nicely detailed. It looks very cool. I really like the metallic finish that is kind of all over this build. Like some of it's kind of gold like this, and then other parts are all bronze, like the bit that I'm stood on now. And it goes really nicely with the kind of the different brown shades that they've used for the rest of it, like wood. So this is the front of it. Very nice. Looks very cool. It just kind of like it all works. It fits together well. Up at the back here we have this cool, well, I mean, I don't exactly know what it is. It could be like a piston. If you see that, like the piston part, it looks like it could, might be some kind of coal engine or combustion engine. Or it could just be a light with some kind of statue or sculpture on the top. Either way, it looks very cool. Yeah, so this is the deck. It also has like this metal grid thing here, so you can actually see down below just about through the gaps. I just thought that was a pretty cool touch. So let's go to the captain's quarters. Now there's not much in here. It's a lot of windows, which give a good view of the Titanic actually. Other than that, there's not really much going on in here. I mean, you can decorate it however you want pretty much. But it is very nice, very nicely made. And then, okay, wait a sec. Sorry about this. I'm just going to move the timeline along again, just because it's better. You can see it better in the light. Okay, although it does actually look cool in the dark as well though. So downstairs, there's not really much going on down here either, but there is kind of placements to put cannons. Now in the game there is actually functional cannons that you can place wherever you want, so you know, you can go ahead and put cannons in if you wish. I think it'll be very cool with cannons in. And you can put some props around, maybe some cargo, some barrels, or like the cannonball barrel that we, the cannonball crate that we saw earlier. Could put some of them in here. And then there's this little ladder at the front with a kind of little viewpoint out the front here. Great view of the Titanic again. And those cool cranes. So yeah, let's go back upstairs. Ow! My arse is going numb. Alright, so then we go up this ladder, which goes inside of the blimp. Like the actual hole in the blimp there that you climb through, it looks really cool. like, I don't know, it just, everything in here is just well designed. So we have this cool kind of fiery looking thing at the front. This is mainly part of a this is like part of a decoration at the front of the blimp, which we'll have a look at in a minute. I guess they just kind of made it into a pattern on the inside as well, which looks really nice. We have a cannon in here. I think that's meant to be downstairs, because I don't think there'll be much use in here, except maybe for the enemy, if they want to take us down easily. So then we can go up this staircase, and we have another little kind of viewpoint here. I mean, it's a good job we're not like, you know, steering this blimp from here, because I think you'd probably be crashing into a lot of things. You can't, it's not the best view out of those windows. And there we carry on along, go up these next stairs with these lovely metallic handrails. And we have another little cockpit viewpoint thing here, which I like a lot. Yep, very nice. Okay, let's just walk along the handrail here, as you do. And we will jump back down here. So, we'll quickly just look at some extra details on this. On the sides here we have these little pirate skulls, which look really cool. You know, they're very well designed in themselves. So there's the little cockpit window thing we were looking at before. We have some kind of toilet or something here. I mean, I wouldn't like to climb. I wouldn't like to have to climb up here to go and take a crap, but you know, what the heck. And these like rudders at the back here, they're really cool. Like these, the top ones, they actually look like they should be able to turn. Just because it looks like there's like a pivot there, if you see what I mean. And it looks really cool, as I think I've said many times. So yeah, that's the fire thing at the back. I guess it's some kind of like thruster or something. Oh! I remember now. You know, there's like the wooden propeller thing. But I don't think I have it. That's what was on the back. Oh my god. Alright, well, we'll do another video on this and we'll go on it in sandbox mode and we will check out this build and fix it. So yeah, it should have that wooden propeller thing on the back. So anyhow, that is the pirate blimp at number 2. Okay, so at number 1 we have the Millenium Falcon. Now this is the second Millenium Falcon build that I did. The first one is over there, you can just see it behind that TIE fighter. And this one is bigger and much more to scale and far more detailed. If we take a look around the outside of the ship, I actually made a little change to it yesterday, which we will see when we get inside. So we have like the we have like a quite yeah, like the colour scheme on it is pretty good and pretty accurate to the movie Millenium Falcon. You know, we have a bit of like kind of orangey brown parts, the red parts, that on the Millenium Falcon. We have the back, we have the thruster at the back here. Looks very nice. And these little things here that like stick up. I never realised the Millenium Falcon had those. Then when you look at like detailed pictures, it does. So we have the Force Awakens satellite dish on here, which is very cool, and our turret. You'll remember when Luke and Han both take control of the turrets on the top and the bottom to fight off the TIE fighters. So here we have hatches, docking hatches, I don't know what you call them, but basically when Luke gets his hand cut off on Cloud City, when he's hanging underneath and the Millennium Falcon comes to pick him up, they go down in one of these to board the Millennium Falcon, because as you remember they don't land, they're just like hovering below Luke. We put like there's like the aircon objects, so that's like what I've put on the inside of these parts here, just because it adds a different kind of texture and looks pretty good. And we have the cockpit there. Underneath we have the landing gear, which I tried to model it off like the actual Millennium Falcon like as best I could, and I think they look pretty good. They have a little like hydraulic bit at the back, which they actually do. And then we have the underneath turret. It has the little window, so whoever's using it can look out. But obviously in this model you can't actually, because there just wasn't enough space and there isn't like the right bricks to be able to do that really. So yeah, and then we have the landing ramp, which is pretty cool. We used lamps here, just because they had like the longest kind of pole thing for, you know, like the hydraulic, the hydraulic thing. I mean, what do you call them? Just the hydraulics for the ramp, innit? So yeah, but it's pretty cool that they also function as lights. I mean, I think it's fair to assume they would have some lights on the underside. So then we go up inside, and once again I'm going to move the time along, just so we can actually see it better. Okay, so yeah, we've gone for like the colour scheme and look of the actual Millennium Falcon, as you know this is supposed to be a model of the Millennium Falcon. So we get inside, and first thing to note is like those floor panels, you know, where they hide underneath in, well, I mean they do in episode 7, but I can't remember which film I can't remember if it was episode 4 or 5 in the original trilogy. But they hide underneath them in the original trilogy from the Stormtroopers and the Empire, and in The Force Awakens they hide from the people who are boarding, which happens to be Han and Chewie. So then, yeah, we've copied the layout of the Millennium Falcon, which you can see here. So the first room to the left of the landing ramp is the cargo room. So we have a load of barrels and stuff, and we have some containers of blue space milk there. Or is it green milk? That is the question. Depends where it came from. And then we go over to the left again, and we have the engine room slash fuel cell room and hyperdrive room, basically everything that powers the Millennium Falcon. I'm sure none of the actual engines and stuff look like these, but you know, we never actually see them, so they could pretty much look like anything, so yeah. And then the next room along is of course the living quarters. There's 3 beds in here, as you would expect, and 2 seats and a table with food on. Obviously, when you can see that, so I don't know why I'm telling you, but I am. So yeah, I imagine Chewie and Han spent a lot of time in here. Okay, yeah, I just realised what I just said, that's kind of weird. But yeah, just everything you would expect there to be in living quarters, really. Except a toilet. There's no toilet and sink in here. Or in the Millennium Falcon at all. Huh. So this next room, which is actually in the centre, is a ladder that goes up to the top turret and down to the bottom one. But there wasn't really enough space to actually, you know, build that in. I tried at the top, but there just isn't enough space, and then there definitely isn't enough space going down. So, you know, I just kind of thought it wasn't that necessary. But carrying on along, we get to like the other side of the Millennium Falcon, where we have this docking ring / escape pod, because I think they actually use it in episode 7 when Rey boards that huge ship, whatever it's called, the Supremacy or whatever it is. Oh crap. And she goes out the Millennium Falcon in an escape pod, which boards with that huge ship. And then when they open the pod up, Kylo Ren's like stood there. So then, oh yeah, there's the hatch again, which is where Luke comes in after he gets his hand cut off from Cloud City. And then through here we have a circuit room, which you may remember is where Han and Leia had their little moment. Leia was trying to pull some lever and she couldn't do it because she hadn't learned the ways of the Force yet. So Han pretty much came and had to do it for her, and they had a little kiss and stuff as well. So the next room is probably the one you recognise the most. It is, you know, the main like living area, where you have, what is this geezer doing? Get rid of him. You have the weird chess table with, you know, that chess game with the Play-Doh monsters. We have the circular seat here, which, oh wait, we can actually sit on it. I forgot about that. So I put some actual chairs in it. So I mean, that actually works pretty well. And it looks pretty cool as well. Looks like I actually sat in the Millennium Falcon here. Apart from this stupid, what's it called? The stupid, I literally can't even, the fort bubble. Let's get rid of this guy and this one. Go away. That's better. Alright, back inside. Yeah, so the famous table and chess game computer. Oh, and that's the hatch where at some point I think Han was doing some repairs and he had like his toolbox on the side, and then something like shook the Millennium Falcon. I can't remember whether it was like TIE Fighter, fire, Oh no, it could have been on the when they were on the asteroid and there was the TIE bombers like bombing the asteroids trying to find the Millennium Falcon. And basically the Millennium Falcon was shaking and the toolbox fell inside onto his head. And he shouted something, unsurprisingly. Okay, so then this room is not really shown in any of the films, but this is the loading room. Because the Millennium Falcon is, wait, what do they call it? Okay, yeah, so here we have the loading bay and loading rooms, which aren't really shown in the films, but you know, the Millennium Falcon was a freighter ship, so you open up the doors and they're like, you know, the fork bit at the front of the Millennium Falcon, that will like dock onto like just cargo, basically, like huge cargo units. I guess like how I don't know, a crane would pick up a cargo container and everything's just kind of made to fit onto the cargo container and they're made to like stack up on top of each other. So this is like made to fit onto the cargo and push it along. And obviously you can unload the cargo into here if you need to. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. As you can see, we've got some cargo in here. We've got frying pan and chicken, very valuable, and some fine jewels. So then in the next room is the medical room. We have the medical bed, medical droid, computer, and some oxygen tanks, which are necessary when you walk out in asteroid tunnels. Alright, so I think that's about it. Oh wait, one more room, we can't forget about this one. This is like the main room. Let's just put it to daytime again, very quickly. Alright, so through here we have the cockpit. We've put a bit of detail on here, the control panel. I don't know why this geezer's in here, actually we'll just leave him to it. We don't have any chairs in here yet, because basically, where we put the chairs in, it blocks the walkway. There isn't enough space to get past them to actually sit on the chairs. So we'd either have to like turn them around, or we may have to make the cockpit slightly bigger or something. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I haven't worked anything out. So, yes, that was the Millennium Falcon at number 1. So that is our top 10 list complete. I know it was kind of biased towards Star Wars, but you know, what can I say? I like that stuff. I think it's cool. Obviously not all of you would agree with this, so let me know in the comments what your top 10 list is. It doesn't have to be all my builds, it can be anything. It can be builds that are included in the game or in updates, any of my stuff, any other YouTubers or persons' models, or your own. Just create a list and yes, I will check them out. So if you like this video, then please give a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, then well, I don't know, give a thumbs up anyway. And remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell.